Hello, this is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chilies. Welcome to our video series called Peppers 101. In this video series, Peppers 101, we hope to educate you and inform you about pepper varieties from all over the world, from the sweetest to the hottest and deadliest and everything in between. Heirlooms, pepper crosses that were created by people. We want to give you as much information as possible. And if by some chance, especially if it's an heirloom pepper, we don't have all the correct information, then please put something in the comments below, correct us, or give us additional information. We'd love to hear from you. We can update our website with that information. Won't be able to update this video, but we'll be able to update the website. So please share these videos with your friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers. And because if you don't, people won't learn about chilies. And they won't experience all the exciting flavors and of chilies. They'll just know about the couple that are in the grocery store. Why would you want to not share that? When you see a good movie, don't you share it? When you eat at a good restaurant, don't you share it? So when you grow these chilies and experience them, cook with them, eat them, make products with them, homemade products, or commercial products, share that information with them. And above all, if you've got children, get them off the couch, put their electronic devices away, and get them out into the fresh air in the garden, especially when they're little. Because when they're little, you can really shape their lives. Teach them work ethics, character, how to grow food, how to cook food, prepare food, serve food, be humble and serve others. You can do this. So get them out in the garden and get them in the kitchen. Even if they're a teenager, it's not too late to spend some time with them. Before you know it, they'll be growing up and gone, and you'll be just getting an occasional phone call. They'll never forget you if you teach them how to work in the kitchen and in the garden, in the soil. And they'll pass that legacy, hopefully, on to their children, and your grandchildren, and beyond and beyond. So with that being said, let's look at this pepper here. What do we got here? This is the 7-Pot Bubblegum. The 7-Pot Bubblegum is a chili that has an enormous calyx. The calyx is that green. It's got a little red coloration in it that folds over the top of the pepper that comes down from the stem. Now in the bubblegums, and I'm going to say this, in the bubblegums, sometimes that calyx won't get the bleed. You can see this one has a little bit of the bleeding red color in the top of it. And so they don't taste like bubblegum, okay? They do not taste like bubblegum. Do not think that there's some bubblegum that you can just chew. It will burn you. Okay? So not all bubblegums will get the bleed. They won't. A lot of times it just takes the right growing conditions for that to happen. But these are the 7-Pot Bubblegum. You can see a little bit of the bleeding right there in the calyx, a little bit of red into the green. Sometimes they really have beautiful coloration of the pepper. Whether it's brown, red, whatever color it is, that color will actually go up the stem a little bit too. 7-Pot Bubblegum is ferociously hot. It's very, very hot. You see a little bit of coloration on the edge of that calyx there? It was created by John Harper in the UK probably about 8-10 years ago. Right now it's July 2024 for your reference. End of July 24. Almost the end of July 2024. And is created by John Harper, a well-known chili grower and chili aficionado. He made a few other crosses. He actually took this 7-Pot Bubblegum and crossed it with a Nagla, and that made the Borg 9. That's where the Borg 9 comes from, John Harper. So what is the 7-Pot Bubblegum? It is a cross between the yellow 7-Pot from Trinidad and the Moruga Scorpion from Trinidad. He crossed those two, and that's where he got the bubblegum. Now there's tons of peppers that have the bubblegum trait. We'll call it a characteristic or trait, which is this big calyx that sometimes gets bleeding color in it, okay? So there's lots of bubblegums out there. So people went crazy between like 2013 and now the present, which is 2024. People have been going crazy trying to get the bubble gum on all kinds of different peppers, trying to get purple, white, Nagas crossed with this, and this crossed with this, and that crossed. So people have done this a lot. But I want to let you know that if the bubblegum does not have the ideal growing conditions, which we don't really know for sure, you might not get bleeding color on the calyx going up the stem. And also sometimes what you'll get is these bubblegums that never ever become a bubblegum. So in other words, they'll be like this. Let's see if we can focus in. Let's go somewhere else. See how you just see that little calyx coming out the stem? It's about the size of a pea. Trying to focus. Be patient, folks. That's too close. So in other words, you'll just get a little stem with the calyx, and the pepper will never push out of that and become a full-size pepper. That happens on bubblegums. I've had that happen on plants where like almost everything looked like that. So it was just like a pea-sized shaped thing. Let's go back a little further so you can see it right now. I'm pointing my finger to it, okay? So it'll never come out of the calyx. It'll never appear. It'll just stay a little pea-sized pepper inside a calyx, and it will never emerge and become a full-size pepper. So expect to see that. We don't know what causes that, but again, the growing conditions just have to be right for it to become a full-size pepper and have the color bleed up the calyx and up the stem. So it's not going to happen all the time. And even if I'm going to just tell you this. I've been growing bubblegums for 10 years. Over 10 years. So let me tell you this also. If you grow bubblegums, sometimes, even if you have saved seed off an isolated bubblegum plant. In other words, all the peppers were bubblegum. They all were perfect. They all were bleeding up the stem. They all were just everything you wanted in a bubblegum. And you saved seeds off it. Nothing cross-pollinated with it. And then the following year you grow it. And some of your plants don't come out bubblegum at all. They just come out regular red pods. That happens with these peppers. Because they haven't been around forever. Now maybe if someone just focuses on bubblegums year after year after year and works on them for a decade, maybe that problem will be cured. But I don't see anybody doing that. So you grow bubblegums and you hope you get the good traits. But sometimes you won't. And that doesn't mean that the person you bought seeds from, not just me, but anybody else, screwed up. It just means that the bubblegums don't always give you that bubblegum look. That's all I can say. Wish I could tell you more. They have a little fruity taste. The heat is intense. You got to keep in mind, yellow 7-pot with Moruga. So the heat's going to be intense. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of fruitiness. Heat's going to be anywhere from your 700,000 range to a little over 1 million. There's no exact science. Just to give you an idea, on these super hot crosses, the heat range can go from pepper to pepper, plant to plant. So if someone says, my pepper I created is a 1.5 million pepper, is it really? What about the other one on that plant? What about the other one on that plant? No, it can vary. Numbers are just used for marketing, folks. So just because the media or someone says they got a record does not mean you're going to get that number on every pepper you grow, or every plant you grow, or every season you grow. Just keep that in mind. It's all hype. They're just numbers that they get. Does a runner break a record every time he runs? No, he doesn't. He might break a record in the Olympics, and then next year he doesn't break any more records. He might win races. Same thing with the peppers. You're going to get high numbers sometimes, and sometimes you'll get low numbers and in-between numbers. So, never give a number to a pepper and say that's what that pepper is all the time. Because that's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. This is a 7-pot bubblegum. Get your children into the garden. This is Jim Duffy of Refining Fire Chiles. You all take care. Please like, share, and subscribe. There's going to be hundreds of videos teaching you about peppers on this channel. You don't want to miss out. You want to learn, grow, experience, eat, share, have fun. Bye-bye.